Hey yo, what's up with you, man or woman or anything in between? What do you want to say? This pro athlete turned drug smuggler. What's up? We got a video from Ray William Johnson. I already said the title if you're paying attention. Let's go ahead and get into it, okay? It's gonna be a good day. It already is.
So what do professional mountain bike riders do after they get seriously injured? Well, this one became a drug trafficker. Now, the woman's name is
Whoa.
Missy, and Missy is 29 when this story starts, and she's living
Honestly,
in
I
Colorado.
can see the
And
pipeline.
Missy is really
Living
good
life on the
at
edge, you know?
professional mountain bike racing. Like, she won 14 titles and 11 World Cups and the 1994 World Championship.
Cause it's not a different. It's not a regular athlete, right? That's like an X Games sports athlete. That means they're ready to die on that. So I could see the drug dealer route.
She's actually a playable character in a PlayStation 2 bike racing game. And here you can see she's being interviewed on Conan O'Brien's old show. I mean, you get it. She's good at what she does, and she's very famous in that world. But one day, in 2001, all that starts to
2001.
change. Because
Okay, what
Missy
changes?
is doing a practice run, and suddenly, boom, she goes flying over the handlebars, knocks herself unconscious, and dislocates her
No.
shoulder.
No.
But a little injury is not going to stop her. Against medical advice, she decides to go right back to racing. And
Oh, no.
midway
This is
through a
gonna turn
run,
bad.
she loses control again, she goes flying over the handlebars again, and pow, she slams her head into the ground. However,
Ooh.
this time the damage is serious. Her brain starts bleeding. And she
Oh,
goes and she gets
no.
medical attention, and she finds out that she now has a brain hemorrhage.
No.
And because of this, she's in excruciating pain. She can barely open her eyes because it hurts so much. And if she moves around too much, she'll throw up. And this goes on for like 3 months. Now, you would think
No.
that after these injuries, this would be the end of her career. But you'd
That
be wrong.
sucks, man.
She still isn't ready to give up biking. I mean, she loves it. It's how she
I
makes her
feel that,
living.
man. I
She's
feel
not
that.
about to quit. So she continues
That
racing.
sucks for her, man.
Then,
I
in
feel it though. I
2002,
feel that she
it
wants to
gets
get back
really
on it,
bad.
but
Because she's over in Slovenia
dang.
racing and doing her thing, and kaboom, she crashes again. The next year, in
No.
2003, she crashes again and she ends up dislocating her shoulder again, and she also breaks her wrist. And by this point, Missy has been doing this extreme sport for a really long time. She's broken over 40 bones and suffered at least
Whoa.
10 concussions. So she
Whoa.
finally decides that it's time to retire from this thing that she loves doing so
That's like,
much. But
dang, man.
here's where
Said
things
she's
get
from
really bad for
Slovenia.
her. Because
She's
it
got a lot of
seems
grit.
like Missy doesn't really have a post-race career plan mapped out. She doesn't
Makes
really have a
sense.
job anymore, so no steady income, no sponsorship deals. She doesn't even have health insurance. And to make it
Dang.
worse, she now has
Whoa,
permanent
wait. She doesn't have health insurance, but she was a biker? What? Did she not get health insurance from doing that? I feel like they should get like some kind of permanent health insurance, right?
damage from some of her injuries. She suffers from
No.
chronic headaches and seizures and pain that just never goes away.
No.
And, she smokes a little Zaza every now and then to help with that pain, but that's just not a permanent solution. So Missy ends up needing to make some money. And then one day
Yeah,
in
okay, I can see it.
2006,
I'm
she
not even
finally
mad at
gets
it,
an
but like,
opportunity to make
what
some.
kind of drugs does she
Because
sell
that's
though?
when she meets
Please don't let
this
it be
guy,
something crazy.
Eric. And Eric, he actually runs a successful business. And
If it's
it's
just
not
weed,
a
that's
legal
cool.
business. It consists of transporting and smuggling thousands of pounds of marijuana from growers
that's
in
not
British
bad.
Columbia all the
You know
way
what? I'm
over
not
to
even
the
mad at
East
her for
Coast.
that. I'm not
And
gonna
his
lie. She
business
probably
does
has like
this on a
crazy
regular
CTE.
basis. And Eric
Can't
is
afford
thriving
like
at
the
this. At his peak, he's doing around 50
healthcare
to 60
basically.
million dollars a year in sales.
And it's
Now
not like they're
Eric,
selling
he
like
doesn't
fent.
drive all these shipments
It's
of
not like they're
drugs
selling
himself.
fent or
He
like
likes to
cocaine
hire
or something.
drivers
It's
to do
just
the
weed.
transporting.
Okay, that's
So
straight.
when he meets
That's
Missy,
fine.
he thinks that she would be the perfect driver for him. Because she's got a great cover of being a former professional athlete. No one would ever suspect her of transporting large quantities of illegal drugs. So he offers her a job as a driver, where she would be driving a truck full of high-grade California Zaza across the country to the East Coast. And Missy thinks about it, and, she's broke, and she's in pain, and honestly, the job, it sounds kind of thrilling. So she's like, all right. So she gets to work. She starts making trips across the country, hauling hundreds of pounds of weed in a trailer attached to her truck. And on top of all that weed, she's got her racing gear, her mountain bike, and her dirt bike in there too. So that she just looks like a former pro athlete just traveling around with her racing stuff. And this actually works. She starts making money. She's making around $30,000 a run, which is not bad for a few days of driving. So she does it again and again and again for years.
Crazy.
And the operation keeps getting bigger and
now, would I do this?
And now she's
personally?
getting paid $60,000
no.
a run. And
but I'm not mad that she's doing it. You know what I mean?
And it's now 2009. And by this point, Missy's logged thousands of miles driving around the country. And I don't know if she's tired of driving or if she just realizes...
At this point, she should just be an over-the-road trucker. At this point.
Make more money doing it this way, but eventually she brings in another person
she got that
to
fast
make the drive
money
for her. This other person is her friend, who we'll just call Friend. So Friend steps in and hauls the payload from California all the way over to New York. And
she's
there
just
in
an
New York,
over-the-road,
she meets up with Missy, and Missy handles the rest of the deal.
She could get her
and
CDL and go crazy.
So she asks Friend to drive a few more times.
I'm wondering how that's like okay with her conditions. That she's had like 10 concussions, she said. How is she allowed to be driving like that? I feel like, isn't there a thing like, you know, she can't drive a certain amount that like gets put on her license? Maybe not. Or maybe she just hasn't.
Having Friend drive the truck is actually a great deal for Missy, because Missy is getting paid $60,000 a trip still, but she's only paying Friend
splitting
$3,000 of that. So,
oh, she's a crook, bro. See, I don't like that, man. She's a crook, bro. I don't like that, man. I don't like that, man. Like, if she's gonna be doing the driving, bro, at least make sure she's taken care of, man. Come on, $3K a trip is insane. Nah, not when you're getting paid 60, bro. She's paying her. What is 3,000? Okay, what percentage of 60,000 is 3,000? It's 5%. She's paying her 5%. Bro, come on. We can't be doing this. Not in the big 2025.
So all this is going well for her. She's making a lot of money, doing very little work. It seems like she could just keep doing this forever.
After the video.
Until something terrible happens. While driving through Illinois, Friend gets pulled over for speeding. And I don't know exactly how it goes down, but pretty quickly, Friend starts telling the police everything. All about the 410 pounds of Zaza in the back of the truck, and that normally Missy is the truck.
She just cracked like that, bro. She said, yeah, we got about 400 pounds of that in the truck, yeah. And actually, I'm just driving for so-and-so. Yo, she is like, she's got zero street cred. Bro, that's crazy.
And that she's driven for Missy before, and I don't know if she knows who
she
Eric
said, hey,
is.
here's her name, here's her number, here's her... Bro, she's a federal informant. That's actually kind of funny. I'm not even mad at it, really, because it's like, they shouldn't have been doing it for real anyways, but like, I'm not one to be like out here trying to defend random criminals, especially when she's getting underpaid like that. So, I'm not even mad at her. Really not. Couldn't care less. Would I be doing any of this? No. But I'm not really mad that she is.
Not, but I'm sure she would tell the police about him too. So the police contact the DEA.
She said everybody, bro. She said, yeah, Eric is doing it.
And they end up coming
She's
up
trying
with
to get a low sentence.
Put a GPS tracker in the wall of the trailer and let Friend drive the rest of the way to New York. That way, when she meets up with Missy, they can swoop in and make an arrest. And of course, to avoid serious prison time, Friend agrees to set up Missy. So Friend continues on the route. And a few days later, she makes it to New York. And she meets up with Missy just like normal. Then Missy takes the truck and trailer and she goes and meets up with Eric at his house. And they start unloading that trailer. And as they're unloading the trailer, boom, Eric notices the GPS
Federal
tracker.
informants.
The trailer's been bugged. And pretty quickly, they realize they're fucked. I mean, Missy knows she has to run for her life. I imagine Eric does too. So
Yeah,
Missy
y'all are
panics,
cooks, buddy.
and she hops into the truck and
Paying her
she
3K is
speeds
crazy.
away, still dragging the trailer
That's all I'm
behind her
saying.
with most of the weed still in the back.
Yeah,
But
honestly, low key, if she would have paid her more, I doubt she'd have been going this crazy snitching. I'm not gonna lie, but like, not to say it's justified, not to say that like paying somebody like, oh, you should, so they don't snitch, but like, just as like a common decency thing, you know what I mean? Like, why are we making 60K a month, paying somebody who's actually doing the work 3K, bro? What? It's crazy.
along the way, she finally realizes that the DEA, they can easily track her because the tracking device is still in the trailer. So she knows she's busted, and instead of continuing to run, she just says, fuck it. And she pulls over, and she smokes a bit of Zaza, and then she just takes out a lounge chair and sits in it as she waits for the DEA agents to show up. And a bit later, they do. And so, bam, she's arrested. Here's her mugshot. And later, bam, they arrest Eric too. Here's his mugshot.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Missy takes a plea deal
Go ahead and go to jail.
and she's only sentenced to 6 months of time served.
Oh.
While Eric also takes a plea deal and he's sentenced to 30 months in prison.
That's so crazy, bro. That's so crazy, man. And homegirl still only got 3K, bro, per run. That's not worth it, bro. At that point, she might as well just been like, an over-the-road trucker. She might as well just got her CDL, bro. Getting paid 3K to run drugs is crazy. But with that being said, they said moral of the story, drive your own drug haul within the speeding limit on a highway. Moral of the story, don't involve your dumb friend into your business. Yeah, at least no one got unalived in this one. Nonchalant, she got smoked those Zaza. The moral of the story, being a former athlete gets you a very short prison time. Peddling bikes to peddling drugs. That's hilarious. But, should we watch another one first? Oh, wait. It's a fire festival, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and cut it here, and then we'll pick back up. So, I'm glad you guys are watching. Hope you guys liked it. Go ahead and like it if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more. And we're gonna hop out for now. I'll see you later. Bye.